everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial from the Age of Sigmar and the Helsmiths of Hashut. Yes, we are back with yet another Helsmiths of Hashut video, and we have the Tormentor Bombard, the big cannon piece that comes in the Helsmiths of Hashut Army set that Games Workshop very kindly sent to me early to build up and paint with all of you, and that is exactly what we are doing today. So, without further ado, we're going to jump in and we're going to start painting it. So, colour we're going to be using first, after letting you know that it's been primed in Grace here, is some striking Scorpion Green. And we're going to be applying this inside the swirling energy of the cannon. Now, I do just actually want to hit this ring as well. That's over the top. Kind of, well, I don't know what you call that. Filter system? Something to protect them? I don't know. But either way, this is what we're going to be doing first. And we're going to apply this over top of all of this. Just like this. Now we do actually have the bit on the underside as well. The bit I am of course referring to is in there. And a similar sort of deal. I just want to pick out the whole grate. Just whilst we're waiting for all that to dry, as you can see, I actually also did apply it over the top of the torch of the gunner. But what we're going to do is we're going to take some Sigvald Burgundy. We're going to apply this over top of the cummerbunds of our two Dwardin. So with that all done, we're then going to take some Black Legion, and we are going to be applying this over a lot of details. So we're going to be applying this over top of all the boots, leather, gloves, remaining clothing. We're going to be applying it over the top of the torchbearer's beard. We're not going to be applying it over the top of the aprons. Actually, that is the end of the list. There's a lot of details. So with all of that Black Legion applied, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Agrax Earthshade. We're going to apply this over the top of the two Dwardin's skin. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Cygor Brown, and we're going to apply this over top of this gentleman's apron. We will also apply this over the top of the Hobgrot's head cover and sort of chest thing. So with that all done, we're now going to paint in one of the kind of main big colours, which is going to be some thinned down Castellax Bronze. I'm going to be applying this over the top of all the areas we want to be that dark brown sort of bronzy metal. This is going to be the majority of the cannon piece. And any armour on the crew. Plate armour, I should say. So with all that Castellax Bronze applied, we are then going to take a roughly 2 parts Cygor Brown to 1 part Lahmian Medium mix. And we're going to apply this over the top. So with that done, just in case you've got it slightly kind of too heavy or a slightly patchy finish on some of those darker armor panels, particularly this large face fronting area, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Warplock Bronze and we're going to thin it down just a little bit more than we would normally, so 3 or 4 parts water, and we're just going to apply this over the top of those panels. This will just add a little bit of shine in there, but also just smooth out any imperfections that we might have. So with that all done, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors and we're going to apply this over top of most of the remaining details on the cannon, excluding the trim, which we're going to do in a different colour. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Leadbelcher and we're going to apply this over top of the scale mail on this individual, as well as the decorative parts on both of the Dwarden crew's helmets. So with that all done, we're then going to take 2 colours, Skeleton Horde and Wyldwood, and we're going to apply this over the top of any grips of any tools. So we're going to take the Skeleton Horde, and we're going to apply this first over the top of said grips of said tools, like this sort of thing. And then, once we've got all of that Skeleton Horde on, all the way around, like so. We're going to wash the brush, grab some Wyldwood, I'm going to apply this towards the bottoms of said grips. And so with that all done, we're then going to take a roughly 2 parts Nazdreg Yellow to 1 part Snakebite Leather mix. I'm going to thin this down with 1 part Lahmian Medium. I'm going to apply this over top of our Hobgrot skin. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Retributor Armour. I'm going to apply this over top of all of our remaining details. So with that all done, it is now time to add some shades, and the first of these is going to be some Agrax Earthshade. And we're going to apply this over the top of all of our Iron Warriors. It's just going to be all the silver on the cannon itself. So with that all done, we then take some Targor Rageshade. We're going to apply this over top of all the Leadbelcher on our Dwarden, as well as over top of all the black details. on our Dwarden. And so with that all done, we're then going to take a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Lamy and Medium and Guilliman Flesh. I'm going to use this to shade all the gold. So with those shades applied, our Tormentor Bombard is now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. It's looking pretty good. However, we're not going to leave it there. Of course not. We're going to take it to the next level. We're going to do this by adding some highlights. Now, the first of these is going to be some Stormhost Silver. I'm going to use this to dry brush all of the cannon silver. Just like this. So with that Stormhost Silver all applied, we then take some Canoptek Alloy. I'm going to use this to dry brush the gold and our dark bronze on the cannon. So with those dry brushes all applied, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Emperor's Children. I'm going to use this to highlight the burgundy areas on our Dwarden. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Gorthor Brown. And we're going to use this to highlight all of our brown clothing. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Dawnstone. We're going to use this to highlight the black details. So with that all done, we then take some thinned down Flayed One Flesh. I'm going to use this to highlight all of the flesh, so this is going to be both our Dwarden and our Hobgrot. And with that all done, we then take some Screaming Skull. I'm going to use this to pick out this chap's teeth. And then next up we take some Evil Sun Scarlet, just a teeny tiny amount of this. I'm going to use this over top of all of the eyes across, well, all three if you can see them. So the Hobgrot and this individual. So with that all done, we now take some thinned down Moot Green. I'm going to use this to highlight the green. However, one thing we're also going to do with the Moot Green is we're going to use this to add just some little highlights to the parts of the metallic cage around the fire. That are facing the fire, as it were. So, for example, in here, on the underside With that all done, we're then going to take some Terradon Turquoise. And we're going to apply this as a little blend over the tip of this kind of, well, the torch. So we're going to apply the Terradon Turquoise starting up here. Bring it down to around about there like that. Wash the brush. Touch off the water. Then we're just going to blend it into the rest of the flame. Like so. With that Terradon Turquoise now applied, we can take some Nazdreg Yellow. And we're going to apply this to the little eyes in the flames. With that Nazdreg Yellow all applied, we then take a little bit of Black Legion. I'm going to use this to add a little pupil to those eyes. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Runelord Brass. I'm going to use this to highlight the dark bronze armour. And if you need to, you can also use this to add some little touch-ups to the cannon as well. And so with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Ironbreaker. I'm going to use this to highlight the silver on our crew. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Liberator Gold. I'm going to use this to highlight the gold on our crew, but also, again, if you need to, you can use this to touch up some of the gold details on the cannon. For example, this big old gem right there, like that. And finally, to finish things off, we're going to take some Blood Angels Red. We're going to apply this over top of all the gems. And there we have it, with our Tormentor Bombard now finished. Thus concludes the painting content for the Helsmiths of Hashut Army set. And, well, it's a really fun little cannon. And there is the other option, the Death Shrieker rocket battery as well. Hopefully we'll get our hands on another one of these cannons at some point, and maybe we'll do a tutorial on that, although it's largely exactly the same. So, yeah, there we go. A really cool set. Now begins the long wait for the next wave. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/Warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.